Hi guys, Dr. Travis here, Howell Chiropractic, and today we want to talk about the word adaptability. This is your ability to adapt to your environment and the stress within it. Many of you have heard me say this word, and you've even seen me draw this picture of this cup of water, whether it's in a workshop or in the office. It's a term we use very, very often. But for all of you that have not, I created this short video to check it out. This cup represents your capacity of your nervous system to handle stress. The nervous system is the master controller of the body, and whether or not you are able to respond well is directly dependent on its health and its balance combined with your overall environment. Stress adds water to the cup. There are three types of stress that we deal with every day. Physical stress, pretty self-explanatory. Chemical stress is what we put into our bodies, so our food, drink, air. And then emotional stress, which is a classic stress that everyone thinks about. But these three stresses add water to the cup. When your cup reaches full, it overflows. This means it has reached its overall capacity to respond to stress. When it overflows, it leads to an uncontrolled response. Now, this response typically is learned from things like siblings, TV, peers, movies, etc. Sometimes it is completely reactionary, but it becomes repetitive and therefore still remains a learned response just from previous experience. But this meltdown in target, this fight to get dressed for school, poor behavior at school, physical behavior maybe towards others, again, it is an uncontrolled response to your cup overflowing. It shouldn't necessarily be ignored, but in that moment, it doesn't really matter what you say or what you do until it stops overflowing. And the recovery time from this overflow moment is directly dependent on the severity of it and that balance and capacity of the nervous system to adapt. If you're only spilling a couple drops of water out, it's going to take a long time to get over it. If you're able to really overcome it and lower that set point, lower that line, how full that cup is, you're going to have a better chance of overcoming it quickly. So what this child or adult really needs is a way to increase his or her capacity for stress by lowering the set point of where they start their day. If the cup is full at the start of the day, these overflow moments are going to happen often throughout the day. But if there was a way to start the day with a lower line or a lower level of water in the cup, that's really going to increase your ability to adapt. And it also decreases the frequency and severity of the overflow moments. I don't think they can be completely eliminated, but we can reach a point where they are well controlled and easier to bounce back from. And that is purely through improved adaptability within that nervous system. Create a situation where that nervous system is healthier and more balanced and more able to adapt well to the environment. Now, this takes a little bit of a team effort here. So my job as a pediatric and family chiropractor is to work on the input side. So when we're looking at behavior challenges, the function of our nervous system is to perceive our environment through input and then based on that input coordinate the behavior of all other cells. So we need to look at the input first. My job is to improve adaptability through improved ability to respond well to the environment through nervous system function, increased capacity to handle new stress, and lowering that set point of how full your cup is when you start the day. Other team members you're going to look for and need on your team, and you probably most likely already have by the time you meet me, OT, speech, mental health, behavior specialists, etc. Those people are going to help you work on new learned responses and coping strategies, so when you're in between those two lines I had drawn on the cup, you have the ability to identify the problem, you have the ability to maybe change the trajectory of the day, maybe manage the stress to avoid those overwhelm or overflow moments. Don't get me wrong, our cup will overflow from time to time. It happens to every one of us. But what would it mean to you, your children, your child, if we could help reduce the frequency of that overflow? Maybe improve school experience, maybe we improve social life, getting along better with friends, fewer trips to the office, fewer calls to you as a parent, maybe fewer sick days for either one of you, okay? Maybe something completely different. What would that mean to you if we could improve your child or your ability to respond positively to your environment?